Yeah. We don't have a name for this, so I guess we'll is this the Mount Noise director's commentary for the new Adam Hattaway and the Haunters album?
Yeah, that's
what it
irresistible.
Is.
Adam Hattaway and the Haunters.
That's what they call me.
Yeah, you are that.
The question I just thought of and why I pressed record was: do you even remember separate recording sessions and stuff for albums? The amount of albums you do remember them. Yeah. How do they stand out from one another?
They're all different. They're all weird. Sometimes
they're all different albums. They're quite different albums, so it's easy to attach different memories to the processes.
This is easy to remember because it was all recorded to tape, which is just different again to everything else. So you just remember
Okay.
And I think we have those kind of minds, Elmore. Like, we are really obsessive. We think about albums from all time really obsessively and in detail. So we probably think of our own stuff the same way.
Okay. Well, we're gonna start with Ted Danson, which is and we're just gonna let the album run. And I guess the question that makes me ask is if you're obsessive, what is this album in the Adam Hattaway and the Haunters oeuvre? How does it represent it in other bands? You know what I mean? In an eras, when you discuss eras of bands,
which is the way to do it now.
What do you think? What does this represent in the era of this band?
Well, I'm going to hand this one over to Neil. Elmore.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because this album was actually recorded and finished before our last album that came out. And then that album, before that was even recorded, we'd finished this one. And then we realized we wanted to hold on to it for a little bit longer, so we recorded another album, then went back, re-recorded some of this album. And so it's kind of hard to think of it as just one session. It's a whole bunch of different sessions.
There were 3 main sessions, 2 of which were in 2022, and then we went back and did another one February this year. But half of that finished album is from that last session, so for half of it's from this year. So
will we be able to tell listening to it, but the difference between the sessions at all in your minds? No,
but maybe
because we can hear that so different. We can so much when we hear it, but we hope that it's cohesive. I'm sure it will be cohesive, but that's what I'm interested in. What were the differences between the 2 sessions?
Different people playing is some of it. There were different people on different sessions.
There's 3 different drummers. But, I mean, these are all people who've been in the Haunters the whole time, but there's a lot of switching around.
It's a big family.
So, Ted Danson, when was that done?
Second session.
August 2022, right?
But were they written? How does it work? In this kind of situation where you've recorded it over separate sessions, but were they all written, going all ahead of this recording, or did you do the first session and in that big gap write more songs that ended up on here, or no?
Those 2 things. I think those 2 things are separately kind of move along concurrently.
Okay.
I think
explain to me the songwriting and then the recording process and how the band works. Are you just constantly writing and then you pick times to record?
Yeah, there's we're both we get together every week and work on new songs, and they kind of, there's no telling which album they might fit into, So it's the fact that some of these recordings are spread over 3 years is totally different. I remember when there was that pandemic and Elmore wrote a massive bunch of songs and sent me 10 songs that were and it felt like Christmas because they were some of the best songs I've ever heard, just to embarrass you on camera. Some of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. And there was one of them was Ted Danson, one of them was what else was on here maybe there were a couple that ended up on High Horse in that batch, but they're just it's just all over the place. There's 1 or 2 that I really like. 4 ended up on, and 1 called Rooster. 4 of those songs did, I think. Something like that. It's really all spread out.
Yeah, because that's the thing. A lot of these songs were written before our 3rd album or 4th album or whatever it was. So far back.
Yeah, it was 2020 when Elmore sent me Ted Danson and a bunch of other stuff.
Wow. How does it feel that they're coming out now then?
I feel nothing.
But that's true. So many musicians have such a disconnected relationship with their recorded music when it comes out because of that distance.
It takes a long time to do anything. Apparently.
I like how we both write the songs, and so when I can have such a different, perspective of Elmore songs, and I can just love them without hate them.
Yeah, it's
without
nice to
any bias. I am biased, but it doesn't feel that way because with your one you've written yourself, you really just don't know what it is, but you can it's more objective, I think. And sounds good.
Sounds good. So what was it about Two Roads that meant it fit in this batch and not say...
I distinctly remember showing you that song.
Yeah.
I remember you were living in Brighton or you were just there, and you lived there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Not to brag.
Yeah. And I woke up in the morning, I had the song kind of in my head, and then I went round and just showed you in the afternoon. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's so
God, that was
clear.
a long time ago.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago. And so when a song spends that long in gestation and still good or somewhat good, that's a good feeling.
Who did the guitar solo?
This is Elmore. Is it double track?
I think it's double tracked.
It's a really
and
good
this is
song.
from the first session.
Yes, this is from the yeah.
So long. That was
February 2022.
Yeah.
Wow. What is double tracking solos a usual thing for you?
Well, I think we both it depends what the song is, what the solo is. Sometimes, like Adam will often just improvise a solo while we're playing live, and that'll be the solo. Not all the time, but sometimes, it just depends.
Is there stuff that you guys get precious about going into a recording studio that transfers from like the song being written to it being recorded, that you're like, no, it has to be, this part has to be like this, or this sound has to be like this, or nah?
I think we play with things quite a bit.
We're pretty keen to try things. Your natural instinct is always to hold on to however it started.
Demoitis.
Yeah.
But we don't get that too much, I think. I think we'll...
I feel it, but I never say it. But I'm like, oh no, wait, why would you change my precious thing? But I know that it's all worth experimenting, so we always change things.
Yeah. You guys have it seems like quite a healthy relationship with your recorded material in terms of just being like, okay, well that's that, and that's put out now and moved on. Whereas I feel like I've been in a situation and I've met lots of other musicians who they'll choose to agonize over things at every level over letting go of things. So I find that quite unique about you guys, to be honest. I'm not saying that you don't agonize over things, but...
We agonize over things when we look back.
We're just too gung-ho
Yeah.
at the time. Because there's albums that I want to erase from the internet and burn all the copies and recall all of them and destroy them.
Yeah, and get rid of anyone who's even just heard of them.
I think that's impossible to
Humans
avoid,
and other species alike.
Yeah.
Pets who have accidentally wandered into a room when it's playing. Yeah.
They're on the list.
When their owners are making love to She Loves Everyone or something. Terrible song.
How do you imagine, if there was that's a funny thing of when people listen, in what context people are listening to your music or putting it on? Do you think there's is there a perfect time for this kind of album?
When you're making love.
You think this is a making love record?
I think of it as a cat record.
There's going to be a track soon that you ought to make love to, and I want to know if you can guess what it is. No, I think this one is called Hot Variety, and it has got a bit of... We really wanted it to have a hot variety, but also be cohesive. It's a really hard line to tread. And what's the main situation? Most of it's pretty party. I want someone to put it on in the car on a Friday night on the way to the lake with their mates,
Oh, nice little transition-y downer there.
Yeah. Mellotron.
You hear that phaser on the vocals? I mean, ADT?
Yeah, ADT. Weird stuff.
Yeah, the Mellotron's nice. That's Aldous Harding's Mellotron.
Oh. Didn't have to pay for that?
No. I had to lend her a mandolin though, and I don't know where it is. And I do know where it is. It's at a house. I have to go get it. It's in Diamond Harbour. It's kind of annoying, but it's cool. Because the Mellotron went a long way.
Is this the Mellotron album?
It kind of is. Well, the last session though, only the last of the 3 sessions, but we put Mellotron on everything.
It's funny how a kind of sound or an instrument can really put itself into and through a record.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that sounds great. Let's put it on everything.
Kinda.
That is the kind of thing that you do want to,
That's what ties it together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh.
Tape.
Yeah, there's...
Was that a tape slowdown?
Oh, no, it was the Mellotron, eh?
It's the Mellotron, but then I
Sometimes
think I think it's both. I think then the tape stops and it goes zoom or something.
And maybe show my ignorance here. Aren't original Mellotrons like tape?
Yeah, this
Samples?
is a
It's just-
digital Mellotron, but still taken from the tapes.
It's, yeah.
Okay, talk to me about the rhythms.
Thomas's Bister.
But say when this is being written in the demo, is that kind of detail of the bongos and that percussion in the demo, or is that something that's found in the studio?
I think the demo was like very slow, just guitar strumming or something. Can't even really remember, but it was not like this.
Oh, the original reminded me of something. It was like Kurt Vile or something.
I've just spent all day talking about
Indie rocker, not the composer guy.
Yeah.
Why were you?
I had a friend over here and we were kind of like just discussing guitar influences and throwing music backwards and forwards, and he said to me, he's like, wow, you talk about Kurt Vile a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I do. I quite like Kurt Vile.
And here we are again.
And here we are again.
Yeah, what was the original? It was really straight, just guitar lead, and then you, I think, maybe, I don't know if you played it, but I remember you just in the studio being like, we're going to make it like Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah.
Say that.
Well, it's good to have something with a bit of a groove.
It's got a touch point that you can all relate to. You're like, we're aiming this direction.
This was so fun to make because I remember Liam Quinn, the great Liam Quinn, and Tess Leoto, who's also quite great, were in the little booth together just playing their shakers and little box things, and Holden's out there on the kit, you're on the bass, drunk as a skunk, and I'm just doing my Mick Jagger.
It was a late night one when we did this.
Well, yes, I learnt from Adam in our previous interview that late night recording and late night writing of things. Are you on the same?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, the mornings, it's not good.
No.
I keep turning up for even late morning, midday sessions just for various people, various things, and I suck every time. I mean, I know that. I mean, it's, even if I'm up at 8 a.m., doing my swimming or whatever, I still can't feel like playing music at that time.
No. And what was the general hour of the best stuff that was recorded?
It's always
at
after
assembly?
midnight, I think.
Really?
Soon after midnight.
Is the engineer still up there with you? Engineering yourself?
Well, we
at that
should
stage?
definitely talk about our friend Tom Havard, who engineered all this stuff down in a little farm yard, and he's with us all the way. He likes it up late, or at least he goes along with us.
Yeah.
But I think he secretly likes it. And we couldn't have done. He's just. That's why we kept going back. I think. I don't even think we wanted to keep recording songs, but we just wanted to hang out with Tom.
One time he came to me the next day, and all he did was stay up till 4 a.m. recording with us, doing an amazing job, just making sure the tape operator was doing his job, recording, coming up with ideas, just all hands-on, full, just doing a great job. And then the next day he was like, I have to apologise to you, Adam, for being so incredibly drunk last night. I was like, I didn't know you were drunk. I didn't care. He's so good.
That's very funny. Oh, that's awesome. Then, so 4 a.m. was kind of a general finish time, or that was one of the later ones?
Yeah, you wouldn't go too much later than 4 a.m. I don't think.
I think it would finish usually about 2.
Good
Yeah.
fade out there.
Mm.
You guys fans of fade outs? Or,
I mean, why bother thinking of an ending when you can just fade it out?
This is the sex one. I know you were supposed to guess, but Pet Sounds, Pet Sounds, every song fades out, right?
Yeah.
well, they used to put that was a fake thing in the budget, right? That was how they launder for cocaine money. They would hire a fade out expert.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think this is a Motown thing.
I don't know
They'd be
much about cocaine.
They put in the budget,
Fade
we need this guy who's he's a specialist in fade outs, and we pay him X amount each day.
Oh.
And the job didn't exist, obviously, and that was for the cocaine.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So there's some thoughts for the next record.
Put that in the budget.
Sex song, why? And this is a question about sequencing, I guess. Do you guys? How does the sequencing work in terms of track list? Are you listening through? You're like, I think the sixth song should go here.
No, we're not when we're recording, but we walk around like. Orders, eh?
Yeah.
Until we just
While you're giving mixing notes, or once it's done.
Kind of once it's done more. Adam, I think, probably starts thinking pretty early about sequencing. Like, Adam definitely has an ear for that.
Just for fun though, like even if I know it's wrong and there's no way to actually know, I think it like helps push me along the process if I can just see the album somehow.
Yeah.
Right. I'm curious. It's like, is there a fractious part of the recording decision making? Like some bands really argue about mixing and mixing notes, but you guys seem pretty lockstep in most things. Is there like a kind of thing where you guys
agree? We just agree about everything. Though.
And even we agree on, like, when we look back, we both will say, how come neither of us realized that sounded real bad at the time, and now we both see it? We're always on the same page, sometimes too late.
Right.
So sometimes we bring Liam Quinn in because sometimes he'll have a controversial opinion.
Yep.
You got to have that.
And how do you take that when he gives them?
We never listen.
Yeah.
And much to our, like,
I can
horror.
be verbally abusive to him, but we go back a long way from when we were like 10 years old. So it's just,
It works like that.
there's a fretless bass on this song. Elmore's playing a fretless bass.
On this song,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
what was the decision for the fretless bass?
It's just slidey. And,
Sexy.
Yeah.
Was it hard
Obvious.
playing a fretless bass? I always think it's harder than I think. I think I rely on the frets.
You know, you do rely on the frets, but especially like playing it to tape, you have to, like, you can't really edit it, so you really just have to do it in one. Somehow it probably isn't on all the time. There's probably little bits where it's not that on, but that's okay. You know, who's counting?
Nice little vocal in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really ambitious, trying to be like Marvin Gaye.
It's all about confidence, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The tape thing with the one tape. I want to ask about, like, what's the? Oh, I like this one.
Oh, cool.
This was great at the show. This was a really cool moment in the.
It was a bold move.
The Littleton Arts Festival, I should say.
I'm glad you liked it. It worked out well in the end.
We got there.
I thought it was awesome because it was such a change of pace to the rest of the
It's
set.
nice
the
to
whole,
have
like,
that
quiet
up your
time, yeah.
sleeve.
And you guys do have, I think it's a thing to show off, like, and I'm glad it's in the record as well, the vocal chops together.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, Elmore and Sam are harmony masters.
And I think that's so rare, and I think it's a really cool thing to flex because so few bands actually. Harmonies are kind of not as cool as they used to be off the bat, I don't think.
I think so too. Yeah, it's nice to have, like, yeah, there's not enough of it these days.
I remember loving Fleet Foxes early on because of the, like,
Yeah, it
harmonies
was really
and stuff.
different. And then so many people copied them. It was like the same thing with the Strokes 10 years earlier. One good thing happens and then everyone else has to blow it by copying them in a really shit way. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Tess Leoto and Elmore singing on this one with me though.
Yeah, Tess is singing a bit on the album.
Yeah, we've got her quite a lot.
And was this always this? Kind of sounds like maybe the demo was quite similar to this one.
No.
Yeah, no, we tried it with a band and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the original like? We ended up spending like an hour kind of drunk after midnight in the studio trying it like a really spaced out Velvet Underground jam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were like, what about this idea I've been thinking of? We'll do it acoustic guitars and vocals.
Yeah, it was real. This is another real late one. I can barely remember any, like, early sessions.
And that's me on the bass.
Oh really?
Actually, this Adam is playing something really cool in this bit here.
Tell them.
It's a computer game.
It's a 1992 DOS computer game called Crystal Caves that I just always like playing since I was little. So we sampled it there.
Without permission.
There's going to be a lot of cease and
badass.
desist orders on this album, actually, what with Ted Danson and all the plagiarism in general.
I mean, for me, I think this is a bit of a standout of the album, and I think it's great that
Not too much of a stick out. It doesn't stick out too much.
no, a standout.
Yeah, because that's good to hear. I worried that it might have been too different.
No, and I think it's like the perfect 6 song.
Yeah.
So, like, the perfect like end of side one or like
It starts side 2.
Starts side
I
2.
assume it starts
I think it
side
starts
2
side 2,
record.
yeah.
like that is the kind of shit that I really like that. Is there
Thanks, man.
like it hasn't you haven't had heaps of distance from it yet, but are there standouts for you guys and are they the same or the
This
different?
is the best song, in my opinion.
Why?
Just listen.
Slide guitar there?
Slide guitar.
It sounds like a real like classic song to me.
Did this, and this is a question about like
Elmore wrote it, so I can say that.
Yeah.
Sorry, all you tall poppies out there.
because live and recording is so different, and I always think about like in any time I've been in that kind of situation, it's been like there have been songs that have been ruined and songs that have
We
been
fucked
saved.
the song at the show. It was the only one we, not badly, but it just kind of, what was wrong with it? It was a bit lumpy somehow.
Yeah.
It was still pretty good though, because it's such a good song. The lyrics carry it, and it's just got this. It could work as in so many ways, this song, because I just think the lyrics are really solid, and it's got a magic feel
It was actually tough to record. I just remember this was one of the few ones where we tried recording it in the day, which maybe we should just stop trying.
Yeah.
We like didn't nail it, and then we realized that we had to start all over again from scratch at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, the main
on the
drummer-
last night.
The main drummer of for the sessions, Holden, who's plays drums with us live, he had gone to bed, and we were like kind of desperate to get things done, and we just had to redo it with Elmore on the drums.
But what's that? Talk me through that like moment of be like, oh, we think we have to redo this. Like, what was that?
It's not a good moment.
I have a meltdown once per session, per recording, I think. And I remember screaming just in pain, and like when we realised that 3 songs were just so wrong. We only had like, it was like 1 a.m. and we didn't have much time, and I just sat there and just went.
What was making them wrong though?
Sometimes like we produced this stuff kind of ourselves, and sometimes you're in it and you think you're getting something, and then you listen back maybe even just a few hours later and you're like, oh no, this isn't like.
It's so hard to have perspective.
Yeah, you need perspective, and then hopefully you get it before it's too late. And luckily we just squeezed this one through when we did it again.
I mean, it must be like mentally quite difficult to just be like, we're just doing this one again. We're starting from.
Well, there's this there's this like part of the record. It's on tape, and we could hear it for a while, where we sound like we've lost our minds. And I'm like, we're gonna do it. And he said, we're gonna do it right now. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get these drums down, and then and we're like high fiving and just losing it, because that's where the kind of stage we were at. But we were determined to just get some takes.
Because the take thing with tape is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, did you feel like this the first tape experience recording?
No, we recorded weirdly.
For punishment.
Yeah, we did a 4-track album, all to 4-track reel-to-reel tape, and that was
21 songs.
21 songs in like a few days, and that was like, this was 16 tracks, so that's like a luxury. We had like so much freedom, but to 4 tracks, it's like a different ball game. So this was easy.
Do you guys think there's kind of like sadomasochistic a little bit, this band, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. It's what we're all about.
It's funny. Okay, when
That's how we met.
When I talked to you last, we were talking about the difference between playing live and recording, that touring was losing a little bit of its thing for you. Recording might be a little bit more interesting. Like,
touring's fine if we can break even and get
Totally.
people along. And I live for both things if they're working.
but and it's interesting to me. Like, we're talking about, it's well documented what the shit parts of live music is, and we're kind of in this talking about like the hard parts of recording as well as the fun parts. Like, is the recording stuff like similar in that sense, where they're equally the hard parts are equally hard, or they're just it's actually a little bit more fun?
I love even the hard parts personally. It's probably why we've made so many albums.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you live for the tension and the clashes between all these psychopaths who are in music for some reason. It's
Something
just part
like
of the
that.
ride.
Yeah, it's just all good.
This is the weirdest song you've ever
But it's
done.
also, I think this is my favorite one.
Why is talk me through Not My Scene.
It's dark. Listen to that.
I think I wrote it on the piano when I was having some kind of psychotic episode, and was like, "Is this a song?" And then we were like, "Yeah, we could make it sound a bit like Ted Danson and tie that in to the album, but in a really weird, mellow way."
What do you think ties it into Ted Danson, the album? Is it the
It's got
instrumentation, I guess?
and the feeling, but it's like a stripped down. It's because it's got the four on the floor thing.
There's a real tempo to this record.
Okay,
Probably
cool.
is, yeah. I
I
think you're
think-
right.
It's like a kind of like fondue lounge kind of tempo. Like a very 70s, we're in a pit.
It is, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like a little bit quaaluded out or something.
Yeah.
Like it's got something, and it's probably just all the late nights with the tape machine.
And we do take benzos quite a lot.
Yeah, fair enough. We all do. Like I'm thinking, it's funny because like you think about what time and what situation. For me, this is like a midnight to 1 a.m. album when you're like all on a little bit of acid, but there's only 4 of you at the party. It's like a lock in with your close friends. So you're having a weekend away at the Batch or something. There's only 4 or 5 of you, and everyone's a little bit too high, but you're the one who's like, well, I know music, so I'm high and I'm picking the music for everyone to be high to.
I hope you do this.
It's one I
hope
have done this before.
with this album.
No, that would be good.
You will.
But it's like it's a good. It would be like I don't want to send anyone into a fucking like crazy dark time. I'll put on this record and everyone will be like, you know.
Yeah,
I
hopefully.
think
it's
I
a
might
bit
have
like
to
that.
use that for the PR.
Yep.
It's almost like it's not a drug album, but like it's influenced. I think it's influenced by music that could be put into that kind of realm for me, which is kind of cool.
It's dreamy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah.
soft, dancey,
Yeah.
but kind of
Low key dancing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Solo dancey.
This one is the only one that I thought felt like filler, but in a good way.
Tell me about the name.
Mustard jumpsuit. Well, I have to get Neil. Elmore to answer this one again.
It's just like we know some people that have a mustard jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And I remember I was talking to Adam on the phone. Adam was, out of the country, and he was telling me about someone who had a mustard jumpsuit. And I just remember the phrase and thinking, what a phrase! Like I would love to see that, and it just stuck with me.
Gina's got one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out,
If you're
Gina.
out there, it's on trend.
What's the hit rate? Like, did you go into the recording sessions with 10 songs to record?
We recorded about 40 songs for this album, I think.
Really?
I think we only ended up actually recording like 30 to
Yeah.
track. To
Really?
tape, yeah.
Yeah.
Over the whole.
Over the
3
3
sessions.
sessions.
Okay, so wait, but then I assume
We probably had. I think for the last session we recorded like 8 or 9.
So is that what you mean when you're like, so you record, like you treat your recording sessions, you're not really thinking about a record at that point, you're just going like, we're going to record as much as we can?
I think the first time we thought we were just making the record, and then we kind of weren't sure about some of the songs, and we thought maybe we should go back and...
I think we recorded 15 that time as well.
Yeah. And we only go for like a few days, so it's kind of... We get them all out, and then afterwards we go through the wreckage and just see what's there.
It's not even that like different from, even if we've got a producer, because like the last album, I'm pretty sure there's 12 tracks on that album, mate.
So, yeah.
I remember that we've recorded 14 and there was 16 up for grabs, so there's always wiggle room. I think that's probably quite common.
Do you guys find it hard to find other bands and musicians to relate to? I feel like you guys do things very differently.
I think I certainly feel that way.
Yeah, everyone. It's hard to relate to people in that when I'm talking to other musicians, they say things like, "You guys are crazy. You're doing all these shows.
You're doing it wrong."
You're doing more than one show a year. You're doing all these albums."
That's so lame.
And I'm like,
That's what I think.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
like
so-
we play as much as we can because that's what we do, and we put out one album a year at the most. Like that seems, we write that much, and that's how it used to be. And
This song.
like this one, that was good at the show, right?
Really good at the show. And what a good closing song as well. I think that's shit. I think what you guys do is great.
Thanks,
I
man.
think people parrot that stuff because that's what works for Benny. and they go, well, that's what the music industry is
Benny
now.
Woods.
It's all flat. Yeah. And I just, you just got to ignore that shit.
Yeah, well, we do, and sometimes we ask ourselves why, but we have to just keep doing the things.
See, I don't mind how much we play or how much we record. I just want to make it so that I don't have to do anything else. I just want to play music. It doesn't really make sense to me I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well, you know me, I have a very broad confidence and optimism in you guys and what you're doing. You can always just call me and I'll be like, yeah, you guys fucking rule.
I might have to do that.
Yeah, because we have a lot of people who aren't so optimistic.
That's so shit. I can see why we were talking, because we've got a mutual friend, Brad from Minnie Simmons. And I can be
Shout
like,
out to Brad, we love Brad.
it is a real shame that those guys, I think they are kind of kindred spirits in a way of like, if they could have kept on kicking on, it's a miracle any band carries on. It's a miracle that you guys are still going together and writing and recording. It's fucking crazy.
Well, the thing is, if we run out of steam in some way, we can just we'll just keep working together. It might just be on the back. I don't know. Like, if we end up being defeated in some way, we'll still keep making music.
Yeah, you just won't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. Okay, and so why was this picked as the final song?
It wasn't always, right? It used to be like the 5th song or something, back when we were crazy.
Yeah, it can only be the last song. It just sounds like you said, it was a great closer. Like, it's really long, and it's, if you get to the song and you couldn't really go through another song after this, eh?
Yeah, and it's not, you might not listen to the song every time you listen to the album.
So it's better to have it at a place where you don't have to skip it.
Yeah, because it's a real specific vibe. So yeah.
It definitely is contextualized by the music that comes before it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And are you conscious of that when you're recording the record? Or no, you don't think about anything like that until afterwards?
I just do for fun.
Yeah, cool.
So, I can't remember if I was thinking that when we were doing this song. I know that one of the working titles was Small Town for the album, but I think it maybe was, for a song it's good, but for an album maybe too generic.
Okay, and how did you decide how does the album title work in this band?
It's always tough.
How did we come up with
Is
Hot
it like
Variety?
the last thing?
This time it was, but not always, but...
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to call... I thought we were going to call High Horse Good Times. Most of our album titles would just come from little in-jokes. So this is the second one that isn't an in-joke, and it's, finally taking ourselves seriously.
And can you talk me through the decision and the process of the album title? If it's not an in-joke.
Castlemaine.
Yeah. Well, because it's kind of tough to sum up the album for us, because we did so much over so long that it feels like a lot of different experiences, melded into one. And then we were in Australia and we just saw this little store that had lots of little things to offer. It was called Hot Variety, and it just seemed to sum up what the album was in some way.
But you know what's
Kinda
funny?
sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of people know of that shop, and I didn't know that, but we played there again semi-recently, and if I say to people in Melbourne, like, that place Hot Variety in Castlemaine, and they're like, oh yeah, and it's just like a little junk store, but there's a festival there now called Hot Variety, which is another good reason to call the album that.
All right. Well, final thing is, which of those songs should we play as the final song? Like, which of those 10 songs do you think you'd like to hear one more time as the musicians who wrote and recorded the album?
I suppose Wild and Alone. Because I just think it's the best one. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not...
What about you?
No, I'm interested in what you guys think.
Might as well go with that.
Might as well.
Yeah,
Is this how the decision...
Do you have a favourite at the moment?
I don't know if I do. Like, I really like Not My Scene. But there's, that's a pretty... I don't know.
I wouldn't choose that to song.
Yeah.
Our first disagreement.
Caught on film.
So then talk to me about Wild and Alone as the final bit. Whatever comes to you when you listen to it. Is it the recording? Is it the writing? Like, what is it about it?
Well, Adam and I actually had a talk about this song after we finished the album. A couple of people had thought about maybe releasing it as a single. And we were both like, I don't think so. It seems way more like an album song.
Just because it's really good song doesn't mean it's like a single material. Because it's not hooky.
No, it sounds like, it sounds like an album song to me. It sounds like, we were talking about the Beach Boys and how there's two, obviously everyone knows two versions of Cotton Fields, the Cotton song, and one of them is like an album version that's like pretty low key, it doesn't sound like it's that well thought out, and there's a version that's very precise, and that was the single. This sounds like the album version of Cotton Fields to me.
Adam McGrath said this should be a single, I told you, and that it should be a really like coked up Tom Petty version and a rockin' version, so maybe we should just do that as well.
That's the thing, how do you know when you've even finished the song? You might just redo it a totally different way.
But I also remember when we were recording it and I was like, yeah! And you were like, no, it's not meant to be like rock. And I was like, oh yeah, true, it's not a dream.
I think that slide guitar is such a star of the song. That's such a hook.
I remember when you showed me the demo and it had that, and then I missed it for so long, and then when you put it down when we were overdubbing, I was like such a relief to hear it again, because to me that is such a good part.
It reminds me a lot of like how the War on Drugs, a lot of their hooks can just be those guitar lines.
I was listening to them last night thinking about all their really amazing, really simple guitar lines that are like the focus of the song, and they're like double or like triple this guitar line with a synth doing it as well, and it's like so powerful. Like,
there's that Bruce Springsteen thing.
Yeah,
it's funny. I think there is, for me, like, you guys are like the War on Drugs but without the wall of sound, and some like there's a little bit of that, because that's, I didn't grow up with music, so I don't have lots of touch points of the things that you're touching on. So for me, when I
didn't grow up with music either.
Yeah, so when I listen to this, I'm hearing it kind of divorced from the cultural and musical touch points that it's referencing and coming from. And for me, I kind of hear like, for me, this is like Bob Dylan covering War on Drugs songs, if that makes sense, because it's so like clear. It really presents as like a stripped back band.
He could do that.
Three people,
Bob might do that.
Yeah, but it's got the kind of constant chug and momentum of a War on Drugs song.
Yeah, man, it does, right?
And I think that's really cool.
Glad you think so.
Yeah, well, I feel very grateful that you guys would share
it was fun
with me.
Yeah, well, we feel really grateful that you'd want to talk about it.
I think it's amazing, and I'm so fascinated by what goes into the sausage, how the sausage is made.
Yeah, I love sausage.
Yeah. What kind of sausage is this record?
Yeah. Every kind.
It's kind of every sausage mashed into one small sausage.
Amazing. Well, I guess this is getting printed to vinyl, isn't it? Go buy it on vinyl.
It's probably
I think it'd be a beautiful vinyl. How did you decide on the artwork?
We were just desperate.
That's how it works really well, isn't it?
Yeah. Gina did a great job. We had a lot of Polaroids from the sessions, so the cover's just a whole lot of those Polaroids. That's all we could think of.
You'd exhausted yourself with the music part.
Yep.
Don't worry about the visual.
Yeah. I saw you taking some photos. Maybe just put them on a cover.
Well, Adam, Elmore, thank you for being on the Mountain Noise podcast.
Yeah, man.
Love the album. Go stream it, but go buy it. Go see it live. Make some meaning with it,
Please.